Okay, Parshas Vayera, Tafshin Pehe. Today, we're going to try to concentrate on something usually we don't give a shear about very hard, but this is the core subject of the Parsha, and this is also in the Zohar, the godless of Avraham Avinu, and especially where we're holding in the world. I think it's kedai to talk about it. Let's go into the psukim. It's a tough shear. This is how we ending the parsha. We ended the parsha of Lech Lecha. So informing us about the Bris Milah that Avraham was 99 years old, behimoiloi besar olasoi, when he removed the olah from the bris. Veishmael benoi, and Ishmael was 13 years old when he got the bris. Pay attention. Here it says behimoiloi besar olasoi. Here it says behimoiloi es besar olasoi. Rashi talks about it, needs to be understood. Anyway, during that day, Nimoil Avraham ve'Ishmael benoi, Avraham and Ishmael got the bris. It doesn't say Nimoilu in plural. It says in singular. As if there's something happened in the bris of Ishmael, whatever, or sometimes the Torah speaks also in singular, even though there's a plural nouns, a few nouns, when it's done at the same moment. But we will see that it was not the case. I just want to start the beginning of our parsha. Vayera Elav Hashem. That's a very strange language. First of all, we're starting a parsha. We don't even mention the name of Avraham. Elav, to him. Number two, never you'll find that Hashem should precede the person. That's how it should be. So why is it inverted this time? Vayera Elav Avraham. What's Elav? We're talking about him, Avraham, that we ended the parsha with him. So when we talk about Moshe, we should say Elav also all the time, and we don't. Be'eloine Mamre. Oh, we need a map, because we know where he was staying in Hebron. Kiryas Arba, we know where it is in the Torah. Beersheba, we know where it is. But Eloine Mamre, that place. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, look at this, because the HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't have to tell us where he appeared to him. No, but he wants to tell us where he appeared to him. Amazing midrash. Why Elohim Mamre? The Zohar says the same thing. Because Avraham was doubting. He went to Eshkol, Aner, Mamre. Eshkol and Aner asked him, should I do the Bris Milah? Maybe it's dangerous for me. Should I listen to HaKadosh Baruch Hu on this tzivui? Hold it. We're talking about the one that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him, Lech Lecha. Right? Didn't ask any question. When he told him about bringing his son, Akedes Yitzchak, didn't ask any question. He was crying, but his heart was happy to do the tzibui of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Tanoim HaKadoshim in the Midrash say that Avraham doubted, and why we say Elohim Mamre, it's because Mamre told him to do it. He is the one who advised Avraham to do the bris. Really? Mamre, don't even know who this guy is. And the name is not good, Mamre. It shows on a person that's not, the name is is not a good name. So why Dafke him would advise Avraham to listen to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? And for this, HaKadosh Baruch Hu appears in his land? What toiva is it? I mean, he did something good. Bless him. Give him something in return. Give him bracha, give him children, give him wealth, give him whatever. But Vayera elav Hashem be'eloinim mamre, because he gave an advice, makes this midrash makes no sense. This Eloinim mamre is something we're going to have to figure out what it is. And it's going to go describe us in details. Avram was sitting, almost it tells you the color of the armchair he had, the couch he had. Vehu, and him. Yoshev, he was sitting, he was not standing, he was sitting. Pesach ha'oihel, at the gate of his tent, not of the gate of the tent. It doesn't say aholoi. Pesach ha'oihel. Now, we want to translate Kechoyim Hayom because he was hot that day, as the midrash says. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took out because it was the third day after the Bris. HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't want him to be disturbed by a guest. So he took out the fire of the Gehinnom. That's what the Zohar explained. And with that, there was a tremendous heat. People could not go out. But then it's not Ke. Ke is like. Is a comparison. Biglal choyim hayom. Because of ki choyim hayom. But not ke choyim hayom. Ke choyim hayom tells me that you want to even up two different things. If you would make an equation, you tell me 2 plus 2 equals 4. Shtaim, ke arba. I would swallow it. But kechoim hayom here, absolutely not. Vayisa Einov, he raised his eyes. Look how detailed the pasuk is. Vayara, and he saw. Oh, because you can't keep your head down and see further, see out. Obviously, you raise your eyes if you want to see out. What is Vayisa Einov? What do you have to tell me that Avraham raised his eyes? Vehine shloisha anashim. There were 3 men. Look at this. Now, you know the story the way you know it, but now we're going through a different story. Nitzavim Allah. They were standing on him. They were not on him. They were... And the proof is Vayarats. Again, look at this. Vayar. Again, he saw. Vayar. What for? So already I have my Vayisa Einov. I have my first Vayar. He saw. Okay, you want to tell me. But then I don't understand. It's Nitzavim Olav. They stand on him. And then he sees again. Vayarotz likrosam. He run. So if they're further out, you couldn't say they were standing on him. And the Lashon Nitzavim, we explain in Pashas Nitzavim, is the Lashon of Malachim. Vashem Nitzav Olav. They're really standing straight, the Malachim. A man is Omed. He stands. Malachim is Nitzav. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Nitzav. Actually, when Avram later, during the meal he made for them, it says, Vihu oimed aleihem, and he was standing on them. You can see the difference between a human and a malach. So the pasuk here revealed already that they were malachim. Vayaratz likrasam. What? He went up? No, he went out. And again, mi pesach ha'oihel. In case you forgot that in the previous pasuk he was sitting in the pesach ha'oihel. So he went from the pesach ha'oihel. Vayishtachu arza, and he bowed down. Obviously, you see the story in the psukim now is definitely not what you were taught in school or in yeshiva. Has nothing to do with all this. Here we're talking at a level of depth, which is, and I will go deep, much deeper than usual in that shir. I think it's about time I train you to go deeper. It's going to be a lot easier for me to give that shir. We don't understand what is HaKadosh Baruch Hu doing with Avraham at all, and what are the words that the Torah is telling us, which supposed to project an image, but this image is not the. We can see through the word. It's not what we thought it would be. Let's start the share here. The Midrash says, the Midrash Tanchuma in Pashas Lech Lecha. The Midrash there points out the importance of the Bris Milah. That anyone that has the Bris Milah is not going to see the Gehinnom. So he goes back to the psukim in Lech Lecha to prove his point that HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'yom hahu realize that I can't open your eyes on every single problems in the psukim, but by now you should. About the Bris is always Koras Beris, Koras, Keser, same letters. One side of the world to the other extreme. There's no more extreme than the word Koras. When someone Chaz v'Shalom is Chayav Koras, means he has touched in the Keser. There, he put himself out of his will. So the Bris Milah somehow Koras Hashem Beris. Hashem made an alliance, installed an alliance with Avraham Avinu. What is it? Asked the Midrash. Hashem showed him that anyone that has the Bris won't enter the Gehinnom. He's not perfect. Yeah, you're right, he's not perfect. But he's not entering the Gehinnom. So Avraham is asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so who did he create the Gehinnom? For the Goyim, for the Ums. Very strange Midrash. Midrash Tanchuma, usually Midrash Tanchuma is very on top of the Pshat, and but explaining in depth, but really sits well in the possible. Here, what the Goyim have to do with the Gehinnom? Meaning, if they go to Gehinnom, means they have a way to go to Gan Eden, because in Gehinnom, they're going to be purified. But there's no Gan Eden for this Goyim. The Midrash in Bereshis Rabbah, so Midrash Rabbah says that Avraham will be sitting at the gate of the Gehinnom. And when he sees a Jew, how will he recognize him? Because when a person sins, he loses his tzelem. So Avraham Avinu cannot see on his face that he is Jewish, because he has no tzelem Elohim. He doesn't have the name of Hashem. You will understand. I'm going to go deep today and explain you everything. And so he looks at his bris and he says he has a bris milah. Avraham Avinu takes him out of the... And that if he didn't sin too much, still, it's because of the bris. You can see he had no tzelem. So he did sin seriously, but not that much. What he means, that much? That's the question. Because it's interesting to know if indeed they go to Gehinnom. Because the Zohar brings down when a tzaddik needs to go through Gehinnom because there was a certain sin in his hands, he is going through, and when he sees, he approaches the Gehinnom, he starts fearing and trembling, And when he crosses the Gehinna, HaKadosh Baruch Hu turns it off. The fear of going through, that's his oinesh, and with that he's forgiven. The pasuk, the midrash ends with the pasuk. Sholach yadav bishloimov chilel beris. If he sent his hands, in his shalom, shalom is the bris, where the name of the bris is, the name of Hashem called shalom is in the bris. Sholach yadav bishloimov chilel beris. He transgressed, or he profaned, he defiled his bris. Okay, what are you telling me? Here you say sholach yodov in plural. So what if it's yad? It's potter. We just said that the word shalom is in the bris. But why do you say bishloimov in plural? Which one is, where is the shalom? There's a bris, there's one shalom. What do you mean here? The lashon chilel is usually when there's a kedusha, you say, you mechalel Shabbos is because there's a kedusha and someone who profane, it's define. It's not defining. Defining is more tuma. To be mechalel. I want to show you something here. We're starting already. If we take shalach, why the pasuk is using that word? Because that word equals 338 equals sama el ra. The two sarim that became one strong that rules the world now, it's the Sam and the one of Ishmael, the one of Esau, the one of Ishmael, which you should know always that with the Geula is when these two are going to take over, Yaakov and Yosef. Why? Because just to have fun, to show you a bit more perspective, because we're going to write. Lavan or Arami is not called Lavan Arami for no reason. Because he was so dirty that they were inhabiting, he was inhabited by these powers. That's why he was such a big mechashev. And that's why Yaakov waited. When his mother called him, he didn't go right away. He waited for Yosef to be born. Because only Yaakov Yosef can overpower Lavan. I mean, just to show you how far he goes, the details in the Torah, and this is nothing. This is really high level. So now we see that there's a din in Shamayim that someone who sent any of his hands, right away there's a din that these klippos, they can take it. He's owned by them. Why? Let's see. What's Yodov? Because here, usually it's written in the Torah, Yodov, and it's read Yodov. No, here wrote it in full. This equals to 30. Equals to Yud Hey, the core of the Shechinah. There's 30 malas to be acquiring the Malchus. It says in the Mishnah in Avos, Perek Vav, Mishnah Vav. And this is the Yud Hey of the Malchus. A person who is not Shomer, so Mimela, he has created a Yud Gam in the Malchus. Fine, I start understanding. I don't understand Bishloimov. And I'm still going to answer, but for now, but you will only understand later. fully understand. And you're going to see the chokhmah in the apostle. Okay, so here, for now, what's the number here? Equals 388. Like Shulchan. Equals 4 times, you know there already. 4 times Zman, 4 times Behima Adam. It's from the Kavanahs of the Shulchan. Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, Oilama Toihu, to bring it to Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, Oilama Tihu. Oilama Asiya, this is how much this chet transcends. Oilama Asiya, Oilama Yetzira, Oilama Beria, Oilama Atzilus. He has no more room. That's why it says the word here equal 68 equals Chaim. No more life. It's done. The truth is the din is he's done. He's gone from now he becomes everything in the impure. That's why he remains alive, only because he gets it from the clip. Because the clipper wants him to sin more. What's berisoi? Hillel berisoi is what Avraham, because it says in the Midrash that Avraham took upon himself the Bris with HaKadosh Baruch Hu for him and his children. And you know something. We have a tiny to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We never made that Bris with you. It's Avraham Avinu. So go take it upon Avraham Avinu. Don't take it upon us. Only time you can do something for someone else without his knowledge, if it's a schus. If there is something we know, we can assess that this person would be happy, let's say, to give $1 million. So you tell someone, take this million, hold this $1 million, and I want to be mezake Jeff. Boom. You cannot return on the matana anymore. It becomes Jeff's property. Why? Because we assess that he would accept the matana. So here, knowing the stringency of this avera, why would we accept it? Whoa. You're going to see. All the galuyas is because of this. All that Tzaras Am Yisrael have is because of this. The Chorban Beis Hamikdash, because of this. So what? I mean, come on. Shibud Malchuyas, because of this. And Avraham Avinu was all the time trying to find a way. He knew that we're going to lose a lot of ours through the Galuyas. And he wanted to save his children, and he wanted to fight the Galuyas. But not here. You accept something that's going to put us in Galus, Avraham Avinu. Why would you accept that for us? If I would show here, emphasize the question, I would just take Berisoi, which equals 618, which equals Hamas. Interesting to speak about it today. In full. Ches, Mem, Samech. What? You can see where Avraham Avinu put us. it's amazing that now a person is oh, I have Hamas, but look at the Mabul, how much they had to do to reach the Hamas. Here, no, Hashem has no patience on this. Right away, boom. Is that fair? Is it really fair? Medina Torah, how did Avraham accept it for us? How can he make us responsible for something that the Olam cannot withstand? It's impossible. Especially in this Galus, this generation, the new ones, they're facing, it's like asking someone, okay, there's a tsunami coming, 100 feet waves. Halacha is you have to stand by the beach and you can't move back when this wave is going to hit you. Is it possible? His life is in danger. The power of the water like this will make him fly, I don't know, half a mile. So, Avraham Avinu, what's in your, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what are you saying in this psukim that speak to us, that makes us accept it? The Rekanati here, as usual, him and his words, he writes words, but sometimes you ask yourself if it's always a lot of work to understand his kavanah. The way he hides his soidos is incredible. He goes basically, if I would summarize it, on a pasuk in Tehillim, Soid Hashem lireya. The secret of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is for those who fear him. Uvrisoi, and his bris lehoidiam, he will tell them. Says the Rekanati. There's tremendous soidos that HaKadosh Baruch Hu only revealed to Avraham Avinu, but we don't know about it because the bris is even much bigger than what we know. And we're going to see that we know quite a bit. However, there is one thing, and I'm going to go back to the pasuk. I love the Rekanati. Oh, but it's a lot of work. It says here in the pasuk, "Ve'etna berisi beni uveinecha," and I will give install my alliance between me and you. Ve'arbe oischa bim oid me'oid. And I will multiply you. What? Is the Torah emotional? Is the Torah, or the Torah is a chokhmah elyoina? There's no emotions here. What's bim oid me'oid? What's this lotion? You talk to an Arab. Whoa, 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 whoa. You understand he's a behemoth. Are you talking to the Torah HaKadosh Baruch Hu is talking to Avraham Avinu? Bim oid me'oid. What are the sodas? Every way we turn, we have. It's not like a regular week, like we have only a few psukim or something that strike us. Here, whatever we're gonna turn, we're gonna face that. So today, it's not just answering your pasuk and making a pshat in the pasuk. It's making a pshat in this whole bris, understanding this duality of a lot. What it comes to teach me, because that's the bris between Hashem and Avraham, and now we have the arbe oischa bim oid me'oid. I would like you to pay attention to this. Actually, I just seen it. Arbe, you have the word ever in this. Like Avraham. Like letters Be'er. In other words, something is connected with the Be'er Elyon that this is how you turn on the Shefa from up there. We know that Be'er equals Bane 203, Bane Chaye Mezoine. And the Zohar is going to say, Bereshis Bara. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the Torah, the world, just for that. Be'er, Bara, Hever, same letters. Okay, I'd like to know. So I know what's Bane Chaye Mezoine. I know what Be'er is. I don't know what Bim Oid Me'oid is. I do not know. And truly, this language strikes me as being the language of a commoner. So what is the Torah telling me here? Says the Rekanati, whenever you see, I'm almost going to have to stay on these pages the whole time tonight. Whenever you see, because it points out that every time that HaKadosh Baruch Hu blessed the Aves HaKadoshim, he blessed them with Kel Shakai. Always Kel Shakai. Because this is the name where the bracha comes out from. We know from the Ramak already, and those who remember the Kavana in so we know that from the Riyah Kodesh that when the tziner of the Parnasa is blocked, we know why, because Rachel Imenu is crying, right? Because Dim'ah equals 119, 119, 238, 238 equals Rachel. It's the Shechina. She's crying. Maybe at the end of this year, I'm going to tell you something. I think your fuses are all going to go off by everyone. Just in the Lashon and the Seidas that Torah shares with us. Who's going to remind me? Menachem, you going to remind me?
Sure.
Okay, so remind me, please. So this is, I just want them to have this simcha of having a peek at because today it's more of a deeper share to have a peek of the next level. So I have to go back to this because I'm going to lose you if I don't go on it. So we know Rachel is the Shechina. I'm going to prove it to you, not because the Ramak says it, but I'm going to pray it to you in a way it's going to be unbelievable. Okay, so we have here, should be in Nishmasa, it was 2 days ago, we have Rachel Imenu. So we said already, Rachel equals 238. It's equals, that's when it's not good. Rachel mevakal b'neiha, it's 2 times dim'ah. 2 tiers, finished. However, Rachel Imenu equals 345, equals Kel Shakai. Moshe, Kel Shakai. Interesting that Rachel Imenu, all of a sudden we're going to start seeing a better image, equals Yud, Hey, Yud, Hey, Vav, Yud, Hey, Vav, which is called the back of the Chokhmah. In the back of the Chokhmah, this is the name that it is. This name, we call it the Kapad, 184. We call it by its number. Plus, the name Kasa from the Bina, Aleph, Hey, Yod, Hey. These two equal 345. You want to know whether, and what did Ari HaKadosh say? Make the Kavana this. In other words, he's saying Kel Shaka. In other words, when it doesn't go for you, you have to know Rachel is crying. So take Rachel, make her Rachel Imeinu. Once you make her Rachel to Rachel Imeinu, everything opens up. That's the Kel Shakai. That's when the Be'er sends Shefa and everything. How does he open up? With his name. What is Kel Shakai? Is when Rachel is when the Malchus is connected, is in Yichud with the Keser. The two extremes are together. Malchus and Keser, at this point, she's happy and everything, and she's mashpia to her children. Now we see all of a sudden a real correlation between Ever Rachel Imenu. Someone who's Shomer automatically has Rachel Imenu, he has Kel Shakai. This is the Avtacha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The otherwise, he makes Rachel cries, and Chmana Litzlan, his Parnasa is could be in danger. Chas v'shalom. Not in our generation, because I'm telling you, this generation we have to be melamed zchus on them. It's just. The Zohar explains the same way HaKadosh Baruch Hu has created Midas, spheroids of Kedusha, he has created spheroids of Tuma. Where does he come from? From the Chet of Adam HaRishon. It is Toivera. So after that, you had to have good and you had to have bad. When a baby is born, and he's born with the Ola, at that point, only two letters are on him. Shin, Dalet. You mean, yes, I mean that, yes. Shin, Dalet. But once he has done the Bris, and what we call the Ateres HaYesoid, the crown of the Yesoid becomes a Yud. Then it's Shaka. At that point, so when the baby is born and he has only two letters, the forces that inhabit him are Nachash inside, which is the female, and the Sam on the outside, and the husband on the outside. The guy is a piece of Sitra Achra, period. As long as the Ola is there. Once he has been removed, they run away. They're very scared of the Yud of the Bris. You have to know that there is no force in this world, whether you want to call it Shin, Dalet, or you want to call it any other name possible, that can against someone that is Shomer. When you see the stories of the Gdoilim that passed through, like the, I just have in mind the Briskerov. The Briskerov went through German customs with his passport as a Jew, dressed as it is, and they told him, they wished him good, they bid him farewell and everything. What the heck? What happened? No one can against that. I will explain. Today we have a Shabbos shir. Almost a Shabbos shir, but right around there. So this Yud, as soon as it appears, they have to run away. They disappear from the person, and the Yud Ke Vav Ke goes inside to bring him an oir and give life. So far he had life from the wrong side. Now he has life from the good side. And Yud Ke Vav Ke on the outside, it's Shakai. Exactly like the mezuzah behind the Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu, it's on top. It's Vehaya im Shamot Yishmon. Right there. I think it's on the Vehaya, the Shakai, the Yud Ke Vav Ke there. So you have one against another. The person, when he's Kaddish, he keeps himself. He's a mezuzah. Mezuzah don't belong in this world. No forces can against us in this world if we do this. Okay. That's why you're telling me that on the Bris, we do two things. We do cutting the olam, and then we give a name to the baby, which we don't. Bedafka, we don't say it. Everyone knows we makpid not to say the name. Why we don't say the name? Oh, you're going to learn now. Because shame, the word name, equals 340 Yud Ke Vav Ke Shakai, which the name can only be given when these two are in the person. Otherwise, it's not his name. Otherwise, you're sending the kedusha of his name to the other side. You're pushing him over the cliff. Are you normal? Though there's a din in Shamayim, when the person is not shomer, automatically Yud Ke Vav Ke and Shakai go, Nachash and the Sam come back. Now we understand how things are working. I'm going to go a little bit in the pasuk to try to summarize what we have said in the words of the pasuk, to see that we have really that intention. I know I went way off shot here supposedly, but I'm going to show you that actually I am in the words. We're going to go back to the pasuk for a second. I'm going to focus on the beginning here. This equals to 664. Why is HaKadosh Baruch Hu said this specifically showing us? Because we need that number. That number is going to give us a general idea, a generality. And from there, we're going to go specific. This equals to Oiros HaGeula. In other words, whenever and wherever you are, it does not matter. Whichever, it's because Hashem sees Avraham trying to make all kind of things. We saw that last week. In order to get Bavel, Yavan, Madai, Edom out of the picture. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, why are you getting tired? Why are you working yourself? HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I'm giving you something with which, okay, there's a oynesh. Like a person who does a chet, supposed to go to Gehinnom, right? But he has a bris, he won't go to Gehinnom, right? So a kvittel went, Bavel has to do this. But you guys are showing a bris. Not going to happen. So what do you have to bug yourself? Do you understand why we're going to accept it? Because it's much harder suffering under the goyim than having to fight Yetzer Hara. That was the cheshbon of Avraham Avinu. That's the cheshbon of the Torah. For sure they will accept it. Who's going to want to work and all the shefa goes to the goyim and us, we have only very little bit of it. And people toil and the tsaris with the children and the tsaris we hear, Kadosh Baruch Hu deliver us already. Look, our brothers, falling every day, what's going on? It's us. It's not shaykh that Bnei Israel go to war and we lose some of the Kiddushin that go there. It's not shaykh. We don't fight by the rules of the goyim. We fight by the rules at Adam Atem. Hem Einam Adam, the Gemara says in Yavamis Samech Aleph Amud Aleph, that the goyim abnei Adam. We are Adam. We don't fight by the same rules. Whenever one Jew falls in the thing, the whole Am Yisrael should look at themselves and say, what can we better out? Where we can we better ourselves? Because the cheshbon is on us. So Avraham Avinu saw. And that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him, I agree with you. Because, okay, there's a kvittel. It's going to come out. Nebuchadnezzar wants to come with his army and everything. And Bnei Yisrael are not even going out back to war. They're staying the way, They're in Bes Midrash, they're learning. They have one, okay, they're not so nice, they're not doing so much, whatever they. But they have one leader. If they show him at the Bris, it's over. Nebuchadnezzar can come with his army, with nuclear bombs and everything, and shoot at Jerusalem. The bombs will explode in his face. Today I decided to talk to you more openly. Where does it make also a difference? The most critical moment, because maybe you say, yeah, I can say about this and okay. There's another critical moment in a person's life is when he's about to leave this world to go to the next. At that moment, his eyes open. Like Vayisa Einav, this function, his eyes start seeing. And he sees. The neshama start leaving his body from the feet. That's how you recognize if someone is about to go or not. You can see that his feet are becoming already hard. And he goes up, and it says in the Midrash Hanelam, in the Zer Chadash Rus, he goes up to the base Habliya in the Goren. Remember the Goren 3 times Elohim? I don't have to go through the shir again. And now, the neshama has to do vidui. I can only vidui if this person did vidui. The person knows that he's going to have to make tshuva. At that moment, he's at the crossroad. The 3 good malachim that will take him from Dusha, take him and rejoice him. He's going to see the Shechina. The Shechina will take the neshama, and he will go up with them to Shamayim. If he doesn't, there's 3 nasty-looking, scary-looking. I'm going to spare you this, most of the part, what happens between the time he left his body, he's put in a box, he's leaving the house, when he crosses the door of his house where the mezuzah is, but It's a reality. Life is a parable. It starts and it ends. You have the X and the Y's. We start in the X, we end up in the X. Actually, it should be an inverted parable and start in the Y, finishing in the Y's. But anyway, so what happens to that person? First thing, the Malachim ask a person, what's your name? And the guys go, my name is Shimon. Okay, good. That's all we need to know. On the other side, when it's the bad guys, they ask him, what's your name? And he goes, I know my name. What's my name? Because it's exactly the same person. People don't realize. The nefesh has the same shape as the body. He has not changed. He knows he died. He left his body in this world. He knows that. That for him, it's Yom Adin. He knows that. But he is exactly the same, look the same, think the same way, do the... And he goes, the heck, how can I not? At that point, the Malachim take metal chains and hit him across the body, break his bones. And he yells out of pain because the pain on the other side is bigger than what the body felt here. And he says, what's your name? Say, I don't remember. And hit him again. And that's what's called chibut hakever. And that's not even the din, that's the beginning. What does it mean? What does it mean? Let me show you this in the pasuk so you understand. And now we're going to understand exactly what Avraham did. Okay, where is it? Yaakov, before he blessed his children, it says, by Varech Oisam, he blessed them. Ish asher kibir kasoi, each one with his bracha, specific bracha. Berach Oisam, he blessed them. Do you have a problem with this pasuk? What's that? We already said he blessed them. Look at if I take for you to understand, I need to go back up here. And you will understand. And now things are going to start really shining in your head. I have these extra words in the pasuk. These extra words happen to have a number 664. I explained Oiras Agula before. I'm going to give you another one now. Tal times Toiv. Tal Techiyah. Why does he repeat? I mean, what happened between Yaakov when he wanted to bless them and to the time he decided to really bless them? What do you think happened when Yaakov Avinu didn't know the status of his children? He thought maybe we're not showing him the Bris and saying, who knows? He comes before his children and he sees the shakai on everyone. Not berachoisa, tal techiyah. He gave them the dew of life. Someone chas v'shalom is not keeping it, instead of having, look at the extreme we're going, chibur hakever. Speaking here, here is a chibur hakever. Why? Because since your name is only the addition of Yud Ke Vav Ke plus Shakai, Since your body doesn't have any longer Yud Ke Vav Ke and Shaka, you have no more name. That's why you don't remember your name. That's why you have to make tshuva before, because if you had done tshuva before, you would have remembered your name, because the Yud Ke Vav Ke and Shaka would have come back to the person. Must go a bit faster because I have to give you one answer, which is huge. We asked it on the word bishloimo. I know I asked it on this, but you will. Okay. We have now, I think we understand pretty much that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there's a game in words in the beginning of the Parsha to tell Avraham Avinu to calm down, because everything he's trying to achieve, and he was trying to achieve last week, he said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have it within you. The day you decide to be Shemer, you're done. No one can against you. You're a different breed. You're not in Shibud Malchias anymore. Besides, what the Zohar says, I'm going to try to put it in. I'm going to try to give it to you. On Vayisa Einav, when you're attached to the Yud is by you, automatically you connected to your neshama. Once the Yud shines, automatically the neshama has no problem interfering with you, talk to you. In other words, you can go through the layers. And the Shechina, because the neshama is her daughter, the Shechina is always attached to the neshama. As long as you have the neshama, you have the Shechina too. So once you can internalize, and you're asking yourself a question, you're doubting about something, you're in front of a situation, you need to help. Hashem, please open my eyes. No, don't look there. Look inside, because once you go through your neshama, you can go through the Shechina and you can see. What's the name of the Shechina? One of the names, when we know it's Sha'al Hashem Tzadikim Yavovu. Sha'al Hashem is always the Shechina, because it's the first midah to go up in order to reach the other midahs. This says she's called Pesach HaOihel. In the Oihel Moed Yod HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in Pesach HaOihel, you have the Shechina. Oh, where is Avraham? Yoshev Pesach HaOihel. He was sitting with the Shechina. Like now I would say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to visit him. How do you see that? Well, because Pesach HaOihel means the Shechina. I'm not going to have time. I did it in Parshas Vayikra. I proved it that Pesach HaOihel is the Shechina. There's something I have to pass on today. I like this subject, so you're going to realize that. So I want to give you here a little bit more explanation on the questions that we have asked on the Pasuk. Wow. So let's go back to our pshat here. So we know what HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him. He told him the secret of not being in Galus is the Bris. Vehu Yoshev Pesach HaOihel. And he's sitting, that's how we touch Yoshev. Okay, how much is Yoshev? 312. In other words, the 12 tzirufim of the Yud Ke Vav Ke, all the Yud Ke Vav Ke of every month of the year, all the mazals. Here they are. Avraham had it in his hands. Before Avraham, in last Parsha, he had his tanginus. He was looking up in the stars and he was trying to see the future. No, he was not. He was above the mazalas. Once a person has a bris, the mazalas don't affect. Even that you're above. You have them in you. Pesach Oihel, I'm just going to go pashut here. To be honest, I don't want to have to. This equals 529. The two extremes of the malchus. The extremely good, the extremely bad. Like a sword with two mouths. I don't know. Cheref b'fiyas b'yada. So this equals either Tanug equals Hamelech HaMishpat. The dinim and the chasadim, no sphera can interfere with the world down below. Only the malchus. It's the only first sphera we see on top of us is the malchus. And it's the only one that can interfere with us. So every sphere that want to send us something has to go through the malchus. And when we say Hamelech HaMishpat in Yamim Neiraim, when it is with all the gvuras, this is the tough din. This is a din that a person has no way to get out because it's really the din and nobody is perfect. Then we have Kechoim Mayoim. Which Kechoim Mayoim? Kechoim, like the heat of that day when it's time to return the neshama. That's the Choim Hayoim. Kechoim Hayom, like that day when it's time. Look at this. Kechoim, another word for Chilel, another 68, another word for Chaim. In other words, that's going to be the defining moment in the Choim Hayoim. In that day, Yom Adin, what's going to make a person be Zakai or Chaz V'Shalom be Chayev is going to be, that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Avraham. Now look at this. If I would take, copy, now the two together, because what it means, Kechoim Hayom. Every time there's Hayom in the Torah, you have to understand, this is not something, it's not talking about the day. Look at the Hey 5, let's take it the big numbers. 40, with the Yud 50, with 11, 61. No. Yeah, Ani. It's interesting that every time when we say this, you have to know it comes from a drasha. If you look at Kechoim Hayom, the Malachim when they come, or the Shechina when it comes, and the other one is also there, the Malachamaris. And it's going to be what defines who is going to be taking the neshama from the person, because it's a total different. You know the Indian of Charba Kadisha, we learned it with Yosef. How important is when based it's a Jew that even if someone is put to death by Sanhedrin, his neshama goes to Gan Eden because a Jew has a certain kedusha, and with that implies he removes the whole oven. But if it's a goy, that the last one that touched the neshama, the body. That's on a very makpid when you bury someone, chas v'shalom, never to let a goy make the last touch. Even if it's taking down, don't let him go with the touch of a goy. The best thing is have zero goy touch. You don't know how much the body, the neshama suffers. So wants to know, have you been able to go and beat your Yetzer Hara in your lifetime? Or have you not been able? In other words, have you understood that Hashem hu ha'Elohim, this whole life that we have, all this time, is only for one purpose. Hashem hu ha'Elohim. To understand that in everything we see, in everything we do, it's Hashem. Is this Hashem? It's Hashem. Is this Hashem? It's Hashem. Is this Hashem? It's Hashem. Have you understood that? Or because you have not understood it, and that's why create a person to stumble and to fall down in the hole of the abysmal hole of the Sitra Achra. Because he doesn't put in his mind that the present HaKadosh Baruch Hu in every time. Pechoim hayoim equals 129. Hashem hu ha'Elohim. That's what defines the moment of Yom Hadin, if the Shechina leaves, and then the Malach HaMavet stays with the person, or the Malach HaMavet leaves, and the Shechina stays with the person. It defines the moment if the three Malachim, Kedoshim, are staying, or it's the Malachi Kabbalah that's going to take him. It's a huge difference. And he sees all this, and at that moment, he understands already. At that moment, the person already knows what's the right way, what's the bad way, and he sees. And he feels the urgency. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please, let these good malachim take me. Let me go home, to my place. I don't want of these people anymore. I don't want of it. It's too late to be true. Once the neshama went up, it's the din, the 3 times alone. At that moment, his mind is already not there, so he cannot do tshuva with this das. And that's the kechoim here. HaKadosh Baruch Hu shows him why that bris is so important. Because he will define the Yom Hadin. You understand now why this person, why Avraham Avinu was indeed able to give us a schus in order to accept the bris even for us. I'm going to go fast because time is just flying every time on me, and there's someone. These are the other side. They're tweaking the watch every time. The bris is a yud. I'm going to give to you in a very short manner, but this is huge. Huge. Okay. We know in the bris we have the shakai. It's the last one. We know the shakai is in the malchus. Okay, so we have here Yud Ke Vav Ke, and we know the Yichud is Aleph Dalet Nun Yud. So now, even like this, it's understandable. When they go into Yichud, it goes like this: a Shiluv Yud Aleph Hey Dalet Vav Nun Hey Yud. That's how we call it. You have here a Yud. And you have here a yud. The Bris Milah is here. Sefer Yetzirah, the Sefer of Avraham Avinu. So it's interesting. According to every nusach, sometimes the lotion of the Mishnah is changed a little bit. I'm taking the nusach of the Ariya Kodesh. So in the nusach of the Ariya Kodesh is in Perek Vav Mishnah Zayin. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Avraham Avinu and so forth. I need to go to the point. Between his 10 fingers, what's his lashon there? It took him between his 10 fingers. He revealed the youth. He made an alliance with him. He made a bris with him. The 10 fingers of his hands. And between the 10 fingers of his feet, he made another bris. One can get the first yud, one can get, so we have the upper bris and the lower bris. Wow. Which one is the upper bris? The upper bris is, it says, bris haloshin. The tongue. Because the tongue is long, it's like the ever, it's like, and so forth. The loshen is the bris between the 10 fingers, and between the other fingers is the mil. Actually, if you look, if you want to, just to validate that, you take the word loshen equals 386. Equals Shechina plus the Kedon plus 1. So you can see that there are a few places where the Shechina is attached to the body, and this is how, by keeping those things, you can access the Shechina. I have a huge problem right now. We've been talking for an hour, over an hour. Where did I write that? Here. About the importance of the bris milah, importance of this, importance of that. But at the end of the day, this is only the last yud. So how important is the first yud? Especially coming from the yud ke vav ke, from HaKadosh Baruch himself. He telling me, okay, I come from the Shechina. Fine, I understand. And we understand, and we learn till now how important it is. So how important is the bris halosh, the bris of the mouth? I don't know if I can get there. I just want to. It's a pity. I wanted today to arrive to the point where I take the Sefer Yetzirah again and see how the Shechina was created to show you where the Pagam is done. Which letters is the Shechina made of? And what it teaches us. What do we learn from it in the past? But listen, it's an hour and 15 minutes. I cannot, yeah. On Shabbos, they have no problem staying 3 hours. But even for me, it's too much. But here, it's, I think, Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted me to reveal up to here. I guess, if I can just come up with a conclusion here. A person, if you take Vayisa Einav, he raised his eyes. Raising your eyes equals 680. Okay, 10 times Chaim. We see that we have this now, these Yudin that are going to give us life. Now we know we have two, the Yud, the upper Yud, and the lower. Fine. Equals Shamayim V'aretz. In other words, it's not only our world that stands on this, the entire world stands on these two berisos. Equals also 5 times 136. 5 times koil. Kol Hashem b'koyach, kol Hashem b'hodo. The 5 koiles that stand on which the world stands and Hashem appears. To make the chuppah, and Hashem appears. Sorry, I have to go fast. Koil, we know it's the das. It's Aleph, Hey, Vav. So Aleph, Hey, Yud, Vav, Yud, Vav. Hey Yud. Sorry, that's 163. Aleph, Hey Aleph, Vav Aleph, Vav, Hey Aleph is 136. In everything, it says in the Pasuk, Shlomo Melech says, Bechol derachecha da'il. You have to have das in everything you see and mix up HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are not Nevim, I know. It says at the end, Vehu yeyasher ochosecha. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will straighten up your steps. In other words, we have to only mix up HaKadosh Baruch Hu into something. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's hard for me, this. It's hard, this Yetzer Hara. And I'll finish just on this to show you. Sorry, I'm not going to say the other thing on the screen. I don't have time. Va'isa eino. Equals 463. The Ralab and the Rala. I never taught you the Rala. Rala sharing. Never, not yet there. In other words, these are huge. What happens is when you mix up HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then automatically the in your mind, you raise your eyes and you see what you see and you understand. And at that point, you realize. You know, Ralab, what it is the Yud Ke Vav Ke with the Yudin, with the Alfin, Heihin, and so forth. Absagma Ben. The Rala is the 231 gates. What are the 231 gates? It's pairs of letters. Aleph and Beis, Aleph and Gimel, Aleph and Dalet, Aleph and Hey. So you take every letter and with the letter forward. So you have 21 plus 20 plus this 231. All this is given to that person who puts his das toward HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who understands, because even to be Shomer Bris is not that easy. Even not to be trampled over his mouth, which is even worse. It's not easy. But you did your effort. Maybe
you asked me to remind.
Yeah, I know, but the time, Menachem, you guys are beasts that you can keep me down on 3 hours on a chair. But here, Nebuch, it's just, I can't say it, Menachem. I'll say Shabbos.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Just go ahead, honey.
Yeah, I'm going to send it if people want to have that vote. I send it. It's written down. Yeah, I'm not sure you understand. I don't know how to stop